Hello guys, welcome to another YouTube video. Let's put the mic. Sorry, I was very excited to start this that I forgot to put the mic in place. Alright, so we're ready to go. And if you guys remember, we're having a course problem. So I forgot to add this, which is const course require course. And this should be already installed in our backend. So if we go to our backend, you see that like this was previously installed. It's just that in the backend series, we forgot to add this. I forgot to add this, which is just const course require course, and then below the body parser, we just needed to add app.use course, and that's it. So now, once we have this running and we do ngserve on our Angular project, we go to our web page and we don't have a course error anymore. So here, since we're console logging the request, we can see here the ID, the name of the video game, which is The Witcher 3, the description, the price, the category, quantity, created at, updated at, blah blah blah, and we get an array of objects. So that's why here we just are asking for an object, whereas instead we should ask for an array. So we can now close this and go into our front end. We go to our home. And here, instead of having this as an object, we'll have it as an array. So once we have this as an array, what we want to do is do an ng4, because we want to iterate through that array. So what we're going to do is, and you can virtually use anything to do an ng4. And the shortcut for this is ng4 or star ng4. Okay, because we don't have a shortcut, so let's just Google this quickly because I forgot. So ng4 Angular 7. Just want to get the right syntax. ng4, okay, like this. ng4 let I of items, let I equal index. For now, we're just going to use this. So ng4 equals let video game of, and our response is video games. And here we're going to do video games singular. So in our website, we should see the, well, actually here we have to refer to, say, what do we have? So yeah, I forgot about this. So every video game is going to have this property. So let's say that we want to see the name. So video game dot name. So here we have the names, and that's perfect. So now we also want to see the description and the price. So let's do, and that's why normally you do like a UL or like a div. So we can do a div, and that way we don't have to do a lot of ng4s. Well, actually it's just not, you should not do a lot of ng4s. That's just not good programming. So you normally do like an order list or something that has multiple sub-elements. That's like the convention. But you can do it with a div too. So we can do this. We have the description. Then we have the price. And then we can also add the category, and we can also add the image later on. We could even go ahead and add the quantity, which is not really important. So we'll have one of each. And then here, it doesn't have the description. It has a description ID. I mean, a category, sorry. It has a category ID, which is... no, actually, I think we can do this. So, video game dot category dot name. Video game dot category adventure. Yeah. RPG, epic adventure game, and then this race. Yeah, there you go. So we have the category name too. So that's perfect. Now the only thing that we're missing is the image. And for that, we need to call another API route. So what I'm going to do is that in our video game service, I'm just going to get rid of this. That way I can just do plus video games. And I just want to make sure this is still working. Okay, perfect. That way I can do get video game. Here I'm going to pass an ID, and I'm going to do get video game image. So we're going to do return this http dot get this dot API URL plus photo photo plus ID. Okay, so here there's a video games. I don't know why there's an error. Object type is assignable to very few other types. Do you mean to use any type instead? Here, any. Alright, so that's good. Then we want to get the image. So get video game image, which is also going to call the service dot get video game image. And dot subscribe response then this dot video I believe it's a buffer array, so I'm just gonna put any dot image it's equals to response. For this, we need the ID, which we're gonna pass on into the get video game image function. So this is going to get passed on to this, and then this image response equals response. Okay. So we save this, and then this no. We want to fire this. How can I do this? Because for every video game, we want to call that function. So for every video game, we want to do on init, no, on click, no, on init, video game dot id. Video game dot id, that would be on mouse down, no. Because basically what we want to do is feed the video game dot id into the function, and that will return us the image. Let's see. Trying to get some ideas. Show image. So what we do from show image is we feed the item ID. That should get triggered. It's been a while since I've programmed in Angular, but I'm sure we can get this. So on init, do I want to do a for I? Not really. I want to do a for loop. It's basically, I want to call this function for every single shipment, but I want to assign that image to the respective shipment. So ideally, I want to call the function inside of the ng for loop. So I don't know, let's just Google what we can do. So let's leave that there. So ng for calling function. There you go. Let's see what I can find. Answers. Not sure this is when you're in for letter on items. Span click. Well, not a click really. And then grab the class like this. No. On render. Return a function at the start of the end of for loop using ng if. Not really, but let's see if span ng, let's go any function. Okay. So apparently we can do this. What is it? Get video game image. Get video game image. Video game dot id. Yeah. Should this be image and source? I don't know if this will work. Let's try this. Let's see what happens. Get video game. Let's just make sure this is the same function. Yeah. 4. Oh. Yeah. Can be only void and frame can be self-closed image. Oh, this I'm. Well, yeah, no, it's not working. Get not found. Maybe I have the API wrong. That could also be happening. The API path. So routes, video game, photo, video game ID. The 2 dots. So let's go here. Photo. So let's do that. Refresh. Get video game ID. So I'm basically doing this photo, and then, oh no, I don't need this. What am I doing? This fine. Let's get an ID from here. So let's get the Witcher. This should work, which I'm sure it will. Yeah, so there's the image. And here, I mean, I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. Well, obviously this is not a, that's not the right route. This API URL. Get video game image. Oh. Yeah, because I guess it's giving us all the zeros. Yeah, so let's just not try that. API video game, and then I got 2 undefined. Alright, so I also had a mistake there. Get video game image. Just want to see what happens, even though I know it's not correct. I'm curious. Photo, then undefined. Video game ID. Well, this is getting undefined, and this is not even working. We can worry about this later. So let's focus on at least getting a card, like making it look nice. Because this does not look good right now. So it's been already 20 minutes. Let's make cards out of this. Let's use Bootstrap. And in order to stop our project from going crazy, let's just restart it. ng serve. Yeah, because it's making a lot of calls because of the amount of zeros that are in each image. So npm run def. Why is this being called still? Should have stopped. Let's close this. I'm just gonna force quit. Google Chrome. Probably got caught in an infinite loop. I don't know. I was just curious to see if it crashed, and it did. So there you go.
That should be the case, and what we can do is we can go back and just refresh our page, and we can see the errors have gone.
Well, that was interesting. So let's not restore the pages. Let's run our server again. So npm run def, and let's run. Okay, this is running. So we go to the local host 4200. Here we have everything. So now let's go to Bootstrap. So Bootstrap. Let's just make use of a card to finish this video. I just want to check something. Let's go to components. Let's go to card. And I really like this design. I mean, for now it's very simple, but looks good in my opinion. So let's use this. So I'm just gonna paste it below, and we're gonna leave the image here because later I want to put the image of the video game here. But for now, instead of card title, we're gonna do video game.name. Then this is going to be the description. So video game dot description, and we can just put the category and price. Video game dot category dot name, then video game dot price. And I don't know, buy or whatever. Add to cart. So now let's start building our Bootstrap grid. So let's do div.container, then div.row, and div. Now let's do column of 4, MD4. We need to call LG4 and call SM4. So we have that, and we're gonna move all of this inside. And that should look very neat. We'll have one. And you probably don't see anything because it's below the nav bar. Oh, and I'm missing the ng. That's why you only see one. So let's do here. I believe we can do the ng. So ng4 equals let video game of video games. So there you see the 3. Okay, perfect. And I don't know why they look like this. They should be going along. Class, container, image, card. Well, let's fix first the navbar thing. So let's go to home component.css, and we're going to do what should we do? What class container cont video games, container video games. That's another class. We'll save this. So container video games. We'll do just margin top. Let's do 80 pixels. Okay. That's good. And want to do I don't know why they look like that. They shouldn't be. Card. Let's go into the card. Container video games. Let's go into the card. So display flex. No. So maybe here. Am I writing something wrong? Home component, video games, container, row. Oh, I understand why. Because the row is not part of this. So let's do that here. And that should fix the display. Now they should appear across, should. Unless I have a typo. ng4 equals, where do I have the typo? So, character, tempo pass errors. ng4. Why is that an error? There you go. And that's how we want this to look. So we can put a placeholder in the image if we want. So let's just Google Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let's use this image, which is the one that I'm going to use, and I actually used on my API. So open image in a new tab and copy image address, and let's just put the image here. So now all of these three, obviously this is not right, we'll get to that later, but it'll look something like this. So maybe we don't want to use this, maybe we want to use something like a little bit more, something like this. So let's use this one. So copy image address. Let's do Control C, Control paste. It looks a little bit nicer. So we're getting there. We still are missing obviously the respected images and not this placeholder, but we will see that on the next video since I already went over for too long. So if you like this video, please give a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and be on the lookout because I'm also going to upload a React version of the front end project. So I'll see you guys later.